Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from GreedyTech, and in this video, I'm going to show you the best features of iQOO Neo 9 Pro. By the way guys, please do like this video or dislike it if you don't like it, but no matter what, do one of the two. It really helps the channel. With that said, the most highlighting feature about this phone, or at least the thing that stands out a lot, are its looks. At least this particular variant, which comes with a vegan leather finish, has a very sporty look to it. Besides that, it also has IP54 water and dust resistance, and this phone also comes with a wet display touch technology where you can use your phone even when there are few water droplets on the screen. Overall, design and build of the phone are definitely top notch. Next best thing about this phone is definitely its performance. This phone comes with a Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 2 processor with Adreno 740 GPU. Now this is obviously the last year's flagship processor, but still packs in great performance for the price. In fact, this can be considered like a flagship killer in this price segment. This phone obviously offers you the best in class performance, which is not only great for gamers, but also for normal users as well. Next best thing about this phone is its dedicated Q1 chip. Now, unlike other phones, this phone actually comes with a dedicated Q1 chip, which brings us some interesting gaming related features. Well, first we have feature like Game Super Resolution, which can increase the contrast and overall clarity of the game. It also improves the sharpness all the way from 900p to 1260p resolution. Next, we have a feature called Game Frame Interpolation, which can increase the frame rate all the way up to 144Hz without putting any strain on GPU or CPU. This can drastically improve your gaming performance. Besides that, we also have other interesting gaming features like motion control, 4D game vibration, voice changer, and so on. Next, this phone also has a pretty impressive display. It comes with a 6.78-inch AMOLED display with a punch hole design with 1.5K resolution with a peak brightness of 3000 nits. In fact, this display looks pretty similar to iQOO 12 in terms of specs. It also has quad sensation up glass for protection, and you also have HDR10+ support, wideband L1 support, so you can watch high definition videos on Netflix, Amazon Prime, and so on. Once again, this is one of the best looking displays out there, and you also get an in-display fingerprint scanner, so you're not missing out on anything. Next, this phone also has pretty good cameras. On the rear, it comes with a dual camera setup with a 50MP primary camera with Sony IMX920 sensor, which is a super cool camera which have been seen on phones like Vivo X100. That's followed by an 8MP ultra wide angle camera. For selfies, we get a 16MP camera. These are some sample shots. Once again, cameras on this phone are pretty good for the price. Next, this phone also comes with a huge 5160 mAh battery and a 120 watt flash charger inside the box. You can charge your phone from 0 to 80% in under 20 minutes, and you can charge your phone from 0 to 100% in under 30 minutes. So the charging speeds are also super awesome. Next, we also have dual stereo speakers on this phone, and they sound pretty loud. We don't have Dolby Atmos on this phone, but it does come with Vivo's own sound engine, and it sounds pretty good. Here's a quick audio preview. Now, with the latest FunTouch OS 14, we got a brand new feature on this phone called the Smart Sidebar. Now, once you enable this feature, you can notice a small bar on your right side. Just swipe from it and it brings up a panel with some apps. Now, these are just temporary applications. You can rearrange them. You can select all your favorite applications later. But anyway, whenever you click on these applications, they open up in a pop-up window. Now, this has been a feature on other Android phones for a very long time, but finally we got it on the iQOO and Vivo phones. So using this feature, you can basically open any application that is supported in a floating window. Next, we are going to talk about small window. Now this feature allows you to open applications in a smaller window. You can do that directly from the recent apps page. Go to the recent apps, click on the app icon and click on open in the small window. Once you do that, that particular application will open up in a floating window. You can move it around, you can resize it, you can minimize it into a pop-up bubble. When you click on the bubble, it opens up in a mini window. Next, we also have the option to maximize the app to full screen or close it. By the way, we can only use one application in mini window and we can't use it along with split screen mode. Next, we are going to talk about global search. Now, this particular feature is enabled by default, and whenever you are on the home screen, you can just do a swipe down gesture to go to global search. Now, from here, you can search everything on your phone. You can search for applications, contact names, messages, files, and even settings. This feature is actually pretty similar to the one you can see on iPhones, and it also works pretty well. Next, we have an inbuilt application to lock applications. Now for some security reason, if you want to lock applications, net banking applications, or in some cases if you want to even lock games, you can do that using this feature. You just need to go to security settings, app and encryption. For the first time, you need to give it a unique password, and this password can be different from your lock screen password. Now select the applications that you want to lock, and you can also select on what basis it should be locked, like whenever you lock your phone or whenever you close an application, those applications will be locked. You can also choose to unlock locked applications using facial data and fingerprint scanner as well, which can be pretty useful. Now once you have configured all this, you can open any locked application and it will ask you for a password. And if you have already enabled fingerprint and face unlock settings, you can also use the fingerprint scanner or face unlock feature to unlock a locked application. As this is an inbuilt feature, it works pretty well and it's pretty secure. Next, we also have an inbuilt feature to hide applications. Once again, for some reason if you want to hide some applications on your phone, you can do that in this way. Once again, go to settings, security, privacy and app encryption. Now select app hiding. Now from here you can select all the applications that you want to hide. Do note that once you have selected these applications, they will stop running in the background. So if you hide applications like WhatsApp, they won't be receiving messages continuously in the background. Whenever you open them, they'll get the messages. Next, make sure you enable this particular toggle, View Hidden Apps, to check out your hidden applications. Now once you're done, you can go to the home screen and check out that all the hidden applications are hidden on your home screen. Even if you search for them on the Play Store, it will not show as installed. Even in your recent apps page, you won't find those hidden applications. Now to access those hidden applications, there are two ways. One is go to the same location, that's settings, security, privacy and app encryption. From there you can check out all your hidden applications. Another way is using a gesture. On the home screen, swipe up using two fingers to access all the hidden applications. By the way, you can also choose to go with password protection for hidden apps. Next, we have a feature called App Clone. Now using this feature, we can have two instances of the same app. Like we can run two Facebook accounts, two Instagram accounts, two WhatsApp accounts on the same phone. It's a pretty cool feature, but it can only be used for some applications. By the way, we can also hide these secondary applications as well. Next, we have dynamic effects. Now Vivo has put a lot of things related to animations and visuals of your phone all bundled up in a single place called dynamic effects. From this place, you can change your dynamic effects, touchscreen animations, ambient lighting effects, fingerprint icon animations, fingerprint recognition animations. So basically, you can do a lot of stuff related to animations and visuals of your phone. So definitely check out this section. Next, we have always on display. Now if your phone comes with an AMOLED display, you will definitely have this always on display feature, which simply keeps the display always on. So this is how a normal phone looks like. It's completely black, there's nothing going on, and this is with always display on. So basically you can have some extra information on the screen like date and time information, some notification icons, battery percentage and so on. So all this information will be always on even when your phone is locked. So you can enable this feature from here, and you can also configure things like you can change the clock style, display mode, and you can also choose the notification settings for the always on display feature. Overall, it's a pretty good feature. Next, we have super power saving mode. Now all the Android phones come with the regular battery saver mode, which restricts CPU usage and slightly improves the battery life. But this super power saving mode is different. It will stop all the applications running in the background and let you choose 4 to 5 applications, and only those applications will be running, and it will drastically increase the standby time of your phone. So if you're running low on battery, say 5 or 10%, and you don't want your phone to switch off for 2 to 3 hours more, I would suggest you to turn on the super power saving mode. It works and it is really useful. Next, we have one-handed mode. Now once you enable this feature, you can just swipe from the left side or right side of the screen, like twice in this way, to enable the one-handed mode. Normally the phone's display is definitely pretty big for single-handed usage, so in that case you can just enable the one-handed mode and use it like a smaller phone. Next, we have game mode. Now once you enable this feature, whenever you are playing a game, you can access a game panel from the left side corner. You can just swipe it and it shows up, which gives you lots of options. It gives you options like auto brightness locking, taking a screenshot, we can record the video, we can open applications in pop-up windows while playing a game, which can be pretty handy. And most importantly, we have pretty unique features which are available only on this phone. For example, we have 3D vibration with 3D surround sound. Now this particular feature is for games like PUBG and Call of Duty, and once you enable it, your haptic engine works in sync with the game. Like whenever you shoot with your gun or you get shot, you get a haptic feedback on the phone, which can improve your gaming experience. Next, we also have a new motion control feature. Once again, you can enable it from the Game Assistant pop-up and then configure it. Once you enable motion control, you can drag the virtual button onto any function, and then the motion will trigger that particular function in the game. Once again, this is another nice addition to improve your gaming experience. Next, we have some super fancy gestures. First, we have double click to light. Once you enable this feature, like instead of pressing the power button to go to the lock screen, you can just double tap on the screen to light up the screen. Next, we have double tap to sleep or double tap to turn off. Once you enable this feature, you can just double tap on the lock screen or on your home screen in a blank area to turn off the phone or just lock the phone. Now here's a quick demonstration. Whenever your phone is locked, you can just double tap the screen, turn it on so you can check out the time and some other information. And once again, you can double tap on the lock screen to turn off the phone. You can do the same even from the home screen. Next, we have raise to wake. This is another super handy feature. Once you enable this feature, you can just pick up your phone from a table and the display lights up automatically. If you are using face unlock feature, it can make the unlocking process even more seamless. You just need to pick up your phone from the table, just look at the display, your phone lights up, checks your face and unlocks the phone. Once again, this is a pretty cool gesture. So guys, these are the most important things that you need to know about your phone. By the way, if you want to know about all the software features offered by your phone, do check out my playlist where I explain about each and every feature available on your phone. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. With that said, this is Nikhil signing off. See you in my next video.